The life story of Mia Khalifa. Mia Khalifa, a name that became one of the most searched on the internet. A name surrounded by controversy, misunderstanding, and judgment. But behind that name is a real person, a woman who has lived through struggles, made difficult choices, and is still on a journey of rediscovery. Tonight, we're telling her story. Not just the version that went viral, but the full picture, the girl before the fame, the choices that changed everything, and the woman she is today. Childhood and early life in Lebanon. Mia Khalifa was born on February 10, 1993, in Beirut, Lebanon. She grew up in a household that valued education and discipline. Lebanon, a country with a deep history and culture, was also marked by instability. At the time of her childhood, the country was still healing from years of civil war, and while her family provided her with a loving home, the environment around them was unpredictable. Her early years were filled with a mix of traditional, Middle Eastern values and modern influences. She was raised Catholic, attended a French private school, and lived a relatively normal life for a young girl in Beirut. But beneath that normality, the echoes of war were always present. In 2001, when Mia was just 8 years old, her family made a life-changing decision to leave Lebanon and move to the United States. Like many immigrant families, they sought a safer future, new opportunities, and a better life for their children. Life as an immigrant America. Moving to the U.S. was a culture shock for Mia. She arrived in Montgomery County, Maryland, a place vastly different from the world she had known in Lebanon. She spoke Arabic and French, but English was a new challenge. As a child, she had to navigate a new culture, new traditions, and a school environment where she felt like an outsider. She worked hard to fit in. She learned English quickly, adapted to American life, and focused on her education. But despite her efforts, she always felt like she was caught between two worlds, one from her past, deeply rooted in Lebanese traditions, and the other in her present, where she was trying to become a typical American teenager. She found comfort in sports. She played lacrosse in high school, made friends, and slowly built a life for herself. But no matter how much she tried to blend in, she always felt different. Her looks, her background, her accent, it all made her stand out, for better or worse. College years and newfound freedom. After high school, Mia attended the University of Texas at El Paso, where she studied history. College was a time of self-discovery. Away from home, she experienced freedom like never before. She could make her own decisions, explore new friendships, and redefine who she was without the constant, watchful eye of her conservative upbringing. She worked different jobs to support herself, including waitressing at fast food restaurants. It was during this time that she also started to explore her confidence and body image. She lost weight, started working out, and experimented with different styles that made her feel more attractive. For the first time, she felt in control of her own identity. But that sense of control was soon challenged in ways she never expected. The decision that changed everything. In 2014, when Mia was 21, she made a decision that would change the course of her life forever. While living in Miami, she was approached by people from the adult film industry. They saw her confidence, her unique look, and pitched an opportunity. It was presented as something fun, temporary, and financially rewarding. At the time, Mia was young, impressionable, and looking for independence. She saw it as a chance to take control of her own life, to break free from expectations, and to do something on her own terms. What she didn't realize was how big that choice would become. Her first few videos gained immediate attention, but one video, in particular, changed everything. In it, she wore a high jump something that would later become one of the most controversial moments of her life. The internet exploded. The Middle East condemned her. Religious leaders called for action against her. She received death threats, hate messages, and complete rejection from the very culture she grew up in. And the industry, it moved on. The people who had encouraged her to step into this world had no responsibility for what came next. She was left alone to deal with the consequences, trying to escape the past. Mia left the industry after just 3 months. 3 months, that's all it took for her name to become one of the most searched in the world. But even though she walked away, the internet never forgets. No matter how hard she tried to move on, people wouldn't let her. She attempted to live a normal life working as a paralegal, in retail, and even in food service. But every time she applied for jobs, people recognized her. It felt impossible to escape. Her name, her face, and her past followed her everywhere, rebuilding and finding her own voice. But Mia Khalifa is not just a former adult star. She is a woman who fought to reclaim her own life. Instead of hiding, she decided to speak out. She began sharing her story, talking about the exploitation in the adult industry, the dangers of online fame, and the struggles of trying to move on from mistakes made in youth. She started working in sports commentary, building a career that had nothing to do with her past. She became a strong voice for women who feel trapped by their decisions. She used her platform to support causes she believed in, including the Lebanese revolution and raising awareness about the exploitation of women. She also had to heal personally. She went through difficult relationships, a marriage, and a divorce. She had to learn to love herself beyond what the world saw her as. Who she is today. Today, Mia Khalifa is not just a name. She's a survivor, a woman who made choices, faced the consequences, and refused to be defined by one moment in time. She has built a career outside of the industry that once exploited her. She has found love, support, and a voice that is stronger than ever. Her story is not about the past, it's about growth, about learning from mistakes, about reclaiming identity, and about proving that no one moment, no one decision defines an entire life. Mia Khalifa's story is still being written, and if there's one thing we can learn from her journey, it's that the past doesn't have to control the future. We all have the power to rewrite our own story.